I sat in a chair in the dark, disgusted with myself. Stared at a small TV that had a large crack running through the center. It sat on the dusty carpet that covered my living room floor, covered in trash and corpses of roaches and other various bugs. The TV was playing some old 90s cartoons from Nickelodeon that only aired at midnight. The TV was the only source of light, causing my eyes to strain as I tried to focus on the blurry image on the screen. I looked down at myself, seeing my shirtless body that was covered in dirt and hair. I was ungodly fat. My current weight? 382, and it weren't decreasing anytime soon. I poked my stomach to see it jiggle a little before settling back again. I looked back at the TV to see an episode of Ren and Stimpy were playing. I remember this show. That was my favorite whenever my parents weren't around. I'd pop in my secret VHS with the show taped over it. It only had 2 episodes on it, but I'd watch it over and over again, continuously. Tears started to form in my eyes as I realized that my childhood was gone. Back then, my highest weight was 130. That's all I cared about tonight. My weight. I tried dozens of weight loss programs, both free and paid for. Diet pills, gym memberships. None of it seemed to work for me. Now my obese image has ruined my life. Doctor told me I'll die in 2 years. Not to mention my wife leaving me. It was all too much for me to handle. So in my stress, I ate and ate. And when I got full, I ate some more. So much, I almost vomited. I was disgusted with myself. I looked back down at my body, even fatter than ever. I looked to my left and my right to see boxes of donuts, pizza, TV dinners, and candy. Well, I looked at them all with sadness and regret, but I knew deep inside that a week from now I would do the same thing over again. I have no control over my diet. Every time I get angry or sad, I just drive to Walmart and get as much food as possible. Then I drive home, and I eat it all in one sitting. I cry myself to sleep. I looked back at the TV, watched my childhood on the screen. Tears formed in my eyes as I desperately wished to go back in time and change it all. I started to cry knowing that would never happen. Ren started to beat Stimpy, and I gave out a light chuckle as he said some racist joke I'd never repeat. I looked to the left to see a small tray of a TV dinner sitting on a small desk table. Inside was some knives and forks. But to the left was a sharp knife that I used to cut some steak earlier. I looked at it, and then back at my stomach. I could be skinny again. My doctors all refuse to give me liposuction because they say that I'll get all the weight back. But I won't. When I'm skinny, I'd go out and exercise and make friends, eat less, and try to maintain my healthy body state. I wouldn't make the same mistakes again. I looked at the knife, thinking about how easy it would be to perform liposuction on myself. Just cut the skin a little. Pull out all the fat. Probably squeeze it all out like a pimple. And what would be the consequence? A little bit of pain? I started to reach for the knife but decided against it. Could possibly die from this. Go to the hospital and have my doctors swarming around me telling me that I need to lose weight. Healthily. Forget healthily, I needed it fast and easy. I grabbed the knife and held it to my stomach. Oh, come on! I screamed at myself. I had to get the willpower to do this one thing. Then I'd be skinny again. I held the tip of the knife to my soft skin as I tried to plunge it in, but I dropped the knife instead out of fear and stared at my stomach, angry at myself that I couldn't do one simple task. I looked back at the TV to see Ren yelling at Stimpy again. Do it! Come on, don't you want to look like me? Ren put his hands towards his shoulders and slowly let them slide down his body, emphasizing his appearance. I looked back at the knife. I do want to look like you. I picked it up and held it back towards my stomach. I breathed heavily as I could feel my heart pounding. I was gonna do it. No backing out. I pointed the knife as I heard Stimpy's voice on the TV. Okay, I'll do it. On the count of 3. I looked at the knife as my vision started to get blurry. 1. I pushed the knife closer to my skin. 2. I pressed it into my stomach, causing me to bleed. The pain starting to build up and feeling like a burn. I closed my eyes shut at the pain. 3!
Did you enjoy our tale? We hope we didn't scare you too much. And if we didn't, why not give this creepypasta story a try? Who knows? Maybe it'll help you find something deep down inside.